vodka here.
Okay, we're live. I don't think anyone will see that too quick anyways. So it'll be all right.
Put me on there for 10 seconds, then you told me.
It's all right.
It'll be on the YouTube. Don't worry.
Yeah, it'll be all right.
Wait, fast forward to the first 10 seconds of the show.
Yeah. Let me see if I can. Just making sure this time it was set up public, so we better
How many
be
do we got?
public. It says public, so we should be live. Yeah, we got one so far.
That was a print.
Probably. We'll give it to like 7:05 and then we'll rock and roll.
Yeah.
Trying to see if it showed up on here. Oh, there we go. Oh yeah, it's live, so we're good. How long are you there, Blake?
I'm coming home tomorrow.
That's not bad.
Yeah. I guess we can figure that out pretty soon on when we're leaving next week. What's he at, a drive-through?
That's what he's acting like. He's at a drive-through.
No, Chris just walked inside, so I whistled at her, and she didn't catch on of it, or she didn't care. One of the two.
We're up to 5. Yeah, we get 5 every minute. We'll be all right.
I ain't gonna comment on that. So, is it still cold up where you're at? Because we're wearing short sleeve shirts, sweating.
Nah, it's a sun shirt.
Oh, same thing. I mean, I got sun today.
Yeah.
How far north is he compared to you? I thought he was right there.
Now you're what? You're 3 hours, 2.5, 3 hours, aren't you?
Yeah, it's right here in it's right outside of. It's in between Wolf Creek and Elk. It's Justin Russell, like Russell Marine. It's his house that we're staying at. I knew he had a house up here. I just didn't know where it was at. So
it's nice as hell.
It is
super nice, like right off the water, right on a point. It's pretty.
Yep.
One of those $35 a square inch houses.
I talked to him at the Expo. I talked to him at the Expo at the Classic. I had no idea I was about to stay at his house. Like, it was kind of weird. And the next day, I'm at his house. I was like, I would have mentioned it. I would have known it.
Yeah. Kind of awkward situation.
Yeah. Yeah, he messaged me, actually, saying, it looks like you're staying at the house. So I don't know. I guess I don't know how he knew, but yeah.
Well, I mean, kind of one of those deals.
Yeah.
Funny, Aaron, huh? You got laughs going on?
Yeah. Dipshit. I mean,
baby docs?
No, not the other cool person that I live with, trying to be funny, trying to make me laugh.
Yeah. You giving you
Luke, are you on your phone?
Yeah.
Is there a way to full screen all of this, or can you still see all your other stuff?
I just see 3 guys. That's it. I don't have it full screen.
I'm trying to figure out how to full screen it. I just was scared to click anything.
I try to stay away from it. If it's working, just leave it alone.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing too.
You don't need none of your people texting or anything while you're on here.
Yeah, I don't want my text popping up.
All his stuff is being sent to live, and we're getting read everything.
Just read everything.
We would get some views then.
Let's see what Blake done today.
Yeah.
For those of you that have just joined or have joined since we actually went live, we're waiting until 7:05, and then we're going to kick this off, let some people get on here. So about another minute. That's why we're just kind of BSing.
I need to get that dang. I got a mount in my dang side-by-side that like suction cups to the damn dash. That'd be perfect. I set my phone up there and boom.
Yep. You're not that cool though, so.
No, I forgot. It's in the side-by-side still.
I figured someone like you would have like a laptop or iPad or something.
I do. It's at the house. Probably not.
Okay. All right.
It's connected to my phone, so I just don't get it out much.
Yeah. Grant's fishing good.
Go ahead. You can talk,
Is it?
Blake. You can talk. Whatever you want to do. You're the star of the show, man.
Shoot.
You are. You're center man right now.
I don't have much to talk about after last week. I can tell you that.
Well, we're gonna get into that, so you just
I
wait.
figured.
All that stuff we can talk about for sure. I'm
Yeah.
sure.
I went in and just did myself a favor, Luke, and I just sent Aaron the video. Like, I just jumped ahead of that.
I really, Aaron, you're on your computer, aren't you?
Yeah.
Go ahead and just turn your phone, and we'll play.
I'm gonna post it this
All right.
week.
Well, we'll get there. Let's open this thing up, kick things off.
Yeah.
So welcome back to another live. Hopefully everything runs smooth. Seems like it is so far. We're in our off period. These guys just finished up the Classic, which Blake fished the Classic. Luke worked the Expo. No pun intended at him, but
I worked the
so
Expo.
we have a bunch of stuff to go through with the Classic and Easton winning and all that kind of stuff that we'll jump into. So it should be a fun one. Again, like normal, probably another hour or so, and we'll wrap things up. So Classic, Blake's first Classic, and we'll let you rock and roll with it.
Man, it was definitely a dream come true, but something I will say about the Classic, they can't prepare you for that week, like the media and all that stuff, that schedule they have you on. That's gosh, just following up on Luke, that's a crazy schedule they have you on.
Yeah, because
Trying to
Aaron,
that was
once at Knoxville.
Yeah.
And it was nuts. Like, he was even like, this is crazy. Like, you don't, like, you fish those 3 days of practice, and then you got 2 days of going. There's no downtime whatsoever.
Yeah, they're exhausting. I was having trouble sleeping at night because I was waking up thinking, crap, thinking about fishing, and then, dang, did I oversleep for something?
I mean, Aaron never had that situation.
Yeah. Yeah.
We didn't have that problem. We slept really, really well.
Yeah.
I was gonna say we had a problem going to sleep.
Yeah. Yeah. There was a few people who were definitely late for media day. I was not one of them. I was on time.
Oh, that's impressive.
Yeah.
Complete rookie. He decided to show up on time, do things.
Yeah.
So was it everything you complete? I know everybody's asking. Was it what you dreamed of? Like, was it that awesome or that bad?
Oh, absolutely. Like when we did media day and we went back to the Dickey's Arena and they kind of did the walkthrough of how we're going to go into it. When we all walked in there and looked up and I seen my name, going around and seeing the big stage, it was like goosebumps. I was like, everyone was being quiet too. So it's I know everyone was thinking the same thing. It's just I've never experienced something like that. And then once you finally do drive through the way in, go through that fog and got all the fans and stuff, you're you could do that 1,000 times, and I'm convinced that it would never get old.
No, it's one of those things I wish everybody could experience.
Yes.
At least once in their life. When I done the Pro-Am tournament or what Celebrity did, I was talking to he's a linebacker at Dallas, the Cowboys. Got to talking to him, and Swindle come by there and chatted. Well, me and him didn't get to talk, but Swindle talked for us. But whenever he did leave, he's like, I think he said, man, I want to go watch it. He said, I had no idea that this was that big of a deal. He said, when you put it in perspective for me, he said the Super Bowl, which the Cowboys haven't made in a while, he said that kind of put it in perspective for him because he thought, oh, this is just another one of those little tournaments. No, it's not. I mean, it's a pretty big deal, so no, it's something you dream of, I mean, you thought of it when you were a kid, I do, and I can still literally picture I was in the 50th Classic, my first one, and whenever those magnetic curtains pop open, that splits and you go through it, it is like, this is the deal.
They didn't give us much info either on what to do once you go through the curtains. So I was like, golly, just kind of took it all in, didn't really know what to do. Felt like, But I even said it on stage on day 2. I was like, now that I've made a classic, it's my goal. It's my life goal now to make it back to another one.
Yeah. And people think it's easy to make them. And you got to make one way different than I did.
Yeah.
And it's a tough road regardless. Everything has to line up, and even I missed it this year. Is my first one to miss, and how important each fish is every day of it. I mean, you think, local derbies we've fished, team tournaments we've fished. You lose a fish and it's a big deal. Well, there's 9 tournaments that one fish can be the determination of if your year goes spectacular, mediocre, or crap.
Yeah, 100%.
But it is special every one you make. Definitely don't ever get lax, I guess is maybe more term for it, because it's tough. I mean, the competition's brutal every year. These guys are good, and you've got a couple of tournaments in you now and a classic in you. These boys can go.
Oh, they made that look so much better than what it was.
Oh yeah, I mean, how many limits were actually caught?
I don't know. I was curious. We were talking about that earlier with someone, and I was like, the lake has big ones. There's no doubt about it. Just the numbers is hard, and
that
you look at the weights compared to the number of fish caught. It was a pretty low fish catch, really.
Yeah. I know when I was there and I fished it in 2 years or 2 or 3 years ago, whenever it was not easy, and it was in the bushes then, which is what I like. I mean, but it's a tough fishery. But like you said, it's got giants. I've got buddies that fish down there, and one of my good buddies that does well down there, and me and him were talking the other day. He said, they caught them better. He said y'all caught them better than he expected.
Yeah.
Just because I was like, man, you fish tournaments that got 150 to 250 boats in it. Could you imagine that lake with 150 boats on it?
Yeah.
I mean,
it's not a big lake.
No. How many? What did the service yard look like? Was it a graveyard with everybody in it every day?
I was one of them.
Yeah.
I got a new lower unit on my boat.
Yeah. That place is good. Like it's tough. I mean, and y'all were, what was it, 3 or 4 or 5 foot low, I think?
It was actually higher than I think it was pretty close to normal. Actually, no, I've looked at it so much. But when I went down in November or early December, the lake was low, and you could see hydrilla or whatever kind of grass it was. And I had a lot of that stuff marked. Well, once I came back, the water was quite a bit higher, and the stuff you'd catch, it would be like brown and have like that it would almost look like dirt hanging off of it. And I couldn't get a bite off of it. And so the lake did come up, but I don't know how long it's been at that level compared to, December.
I mean, still, it was not 4 foot.
No, it wasn't just, you couldn't just run around anywhere though. Like if you cut points or nothing like that. But, which, I do what?
Did you hit a rock or did you hit a stump?
I had several stumps. I'm really not sure which one it was, but
several.
My lower units, like the skag and all that's fine. I don't know if it was just from idling or something and hit idling hard into one. I did hit one kind of on pad, but I really didn't think that was it. But I definitely had some strong vibration when I take off. I could still run 70, but I take it back to the service yard. He spun my prop, and you can see the prop. He's like, yeah, that's waving at me right now. So, I didn't expect to have to get one of those, but hey, that's part of it. So if I'd take a new lure unit every time that it would, be in the classic, because I could make it back to the classic. Yeah. So,
and that's one good thing about what we're very fortunate about is we have service crews at every one of our tournaments, and those guys, like I said, slip a new lower unit on for you if you have any issue, whether it's boat, motor, grass, electron, whatever. We have those guys there, and they get us back on the water. Like
Absolutely.
they're phenomenal. Like it's, you know,
They
they
did.
all work together and really take care of it. You know, it doesn't matter what boat or what motor you run; those guys really jump in and help and take care of us. I mean, I
Yeah.
don't know if they get tired of sitting there, you know, want something to do, or if they just, but they really do. I mean, hell, me and Aaron, if we have an off day, hell, we always swing in there and talk to them for
Yeah.
2 or 3 hours. I mean, just well, we ain't got nothing else to do, and it's just something to go chat with them because they're a lot of really cool guys too, and you know, just appreciate them for what they do for us.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And kind of following back on what you asked about the service yard, they took extra lower units, and I got the very last one. So, so I wasn't the only one, so that made me feel a little bit better.
Speaking of only one, I
Oh,
think you were probably one of the only ones to do this. We'll just show everybody real quick if I
yeah.
can get this to
I'm
play.
going to post this. So,
So this is Blake. Was that tournament day or was that practice?
No, that was 100% day one of the Bassmaster Classic.
Hold on, we're gonna start this.
First time I've ever fallen in the lake. We saying it the first time.
He said you don't have to keep showing it. Dang.
Yeah. We're just gonna let that play the whole hour.
I'll drop back in.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually messed a reel up because I buried it in the silt when I fell in.
So what was going through your head at that point when you fell in?
Did you listen to the video with the volume up? Yeah, that's what went. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, did that really just happen? And I did lie a little bit on stage. I said, yeah, we hit a stump, and I kept going. I like to say that was the truth. That's not the truth. I just straight up. We had media day before. The boat was all waxed and cleaned up, and there was a lay down that I was trying to flip, or there was a stump I was trying to flip behind, and there was another lay down sitting there. Well, I couldn't get my bait behind it because the way that lay down, I couldn't skip it, and it was so windy. And so then I went to make the cast, and I missed it, and made me mad that I didn't hit it. So I winded up and I flipped again, and I didn't hit it the second time. So now I'm really mad. So then I go to step on the side of the boat to make sure I get where I'm trying to get. And I put my foot right up there, and I watched it 100 times in slow motion, and my heel just slides out just from underneath me, and yeah, I was gone. But I bounced back quick though.
It must have been, what was it, 6-8 inches deep there?
Well, if it was, I still made it. So I got one of those new Mercury hats, and it got dirty. So I mean, my head pretty much went in. So
that was my question: was how deep was it?
It wasn't deep. If you look in that video, I'm actually standing up, and it's like a foot and a half of it is silt. So,
yeah, so it was 3 feet deep, probably.
Yeah, my rods and my carpet was just covered in mud.
Hey, he stood up and he wasn't over waist deep, so I mean it couldn't have been over a foot.
Yeah. I mean, I was where you'd think you'd find me at. So, I mean, it was crazy. I just caught my first fish right before that too. I guess I was a little amped up and ready to go, and you feeling on fire, so I just jumped in the lake. I get fired up.
No big deal. Everybody boggins and stuff, and he's all jumping in the lake like it's all fine and dandy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It was definitely a rinse, but
did you have, like, day one? Did you have the fish on to have a full limit, or you just never ran into them?
No, I didn't. I almost think I fished maybe a little too conservative, just being truthful. We knew the wind was coming. I mean, it was to the point where, like, Bass didn't know what they were going to do. They had us put in at another boat ramp to run to the main boat ramp to launch, to go check in at another boat ramp to load up. It was kind of just the whole thing was just crazy. And so we knew the wind was coming. So I tried to play it smart. So I started on some brush piles that I sent a couple fish to practice on, and I had actually caught one of them. It was like a 6-pounder. It was a big one, and there was another one sitting there too, and it was kind of protected from the wind. So I was like, all right, we're going to start there. We're going to fish a couple brush piles with a jerkbait first thing, and if everything would have went right, I would have caught a fish or two out of that. And then the wind was supposed to keep picking up throughout the day, and it did. And then so I was going to go up this river arm, and I was going to fish shallow. I was going to throw a spinnerbait and flip, and because I had 2 fish doing that in practice up there, and they both were 3 and 4 pounders. So my mind was I was going to play it smart. Is what I was thinking. I was going to go fish these brush piles, you know, hopefully catch 1 to 3 fish, then go up the river and try to catch a couple fish. And it just didn't happen. Those fish were not on the brush piles. I don't know if it had something to do with the wind, or maybe they were just on the bottom and we couldn't see them. But they weren't there. And then I just rolled up to the river, and I caught one pretty quick, so I was pretty excited. But like I said, I didn't lose no fish. But at the end of the day, when I went home and loaded the trailer up that night, I could sleep well on it because I had a plan, and that's kind of what I stuck to. And I didn't do nothing stupid. I didn't like pull the plug and just go run around, because that's not a lake you can just run around and just. It's a grinding lake, and it's a grinder's lake, and like it really set up good for me. But like I said, I just didn't get no bites on day one. I didn't lose no fish. I didn't miss no fish.
So instead of running around, you tried to swim around instead.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
That was cool. Yeah. I knew that Aaron had to throw it.
Yeah. I just all that just to lead you into that. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So well, first let's hear about your first weigh-in at the Classic. Like, yes, you didn't have full limit, but still had to be badass, right?
I was super happy not to blank, because of course that's which I didn't really think about it a whole lot. I was kind of over that, like, just after my St. John's event, like that was, like, I think me and Luke, we've all talked about, like, I'd stressed myself that so much on that day too. I'm just like, I'm over it. If it happens, it happens. You can't let stuff like that, you just can't think about that. But yeah, I was fortunate to catch one, so I was happy with that. But they didn't tell us anything about going into the arena, and it was kind of funny. You can see it on video, but man, the curtain. So I had a camera guy like jump in the boat as our boat is rolling into the arena, like as the curtains are opening, and like I had to help him in there. He's like, "All right, we're good." And then I went to go grab the fish. He's like, "Oh, hang on." And so like I went and reached for my fish, and he's like, "No, you're good." He's like, "No, wait." And it's like, you see me on video doing this right here, like 2 different times. Like I'm in like the biggest stage, of bass fishing. And I was like, I feel like kind of like a doofus for a second, sitting there going back and forth. But no, like, actually being able to sit back and look around and see all that and come through the fog, like, I don't know. I keep reliving that in my head, truthfully.
Yeah. No, and you will for the rest of your life,
Yeah.
And that's just something that if you really go pull it down to, how many people have actually got to go to the Classic?
Yeah.
Everybody in the United States and everybody that fishes, everybody that dreams of that, there's one of 55 guys, or however many it was, to do it. I mean, that's an accomplishment itself. But now that you've been, now it's like, I want to be in that Super 6. I want to be in contention. It's when you get in contention to win. When you get in contention to do well in the Classic, yeah, stuff goes to the roof.
I could only imagine that.
When they're Skyping you when you camera and they're Skyping you at the lake, and they know you got a bat and you're catching them still, it gets wired up in a hurry.
I guarantee it. Hope to find that out one day.
So roll us into day 2. Going out day 2. What's going through your head? Are you changing up your tactics?
Oh yeah, I changed up completely. I did a totally different area, and I actually went to an area that I did not catch a fish in at practice. It was this bay not far from takeoff. It was loaded with bait, and I fished it 2 different times in practice, and I never caught a fish there. That's just the crazy part. But there was really not a whole lot of bait on that lake, as crazy as that sounds. And it looked right. It felt right. And so I didn't really know where I was going to start, but I knew I was going to do something different. And I seen a lot of bait in this area. The wind was blowing into that area the day before, so I didn't think it would get hit that hard. And so I take off, and like I said, it's not very far of a run. And I put the trolling motor down, and man, I caught one on a jig, like the first like 10, 15 minutes. And it was like a solid 3-pounder, 3 1/4. I can't remember what it was, but it was a solid fish. And so, heck yeah, we're getting to walk across the stage in the first, 20 minutes. I got that, got that off my back. And it wasn't 30 more minutes later. I caught another one, and this one was on a minnow, and it was just a Kentucky, like a 2.5-pound Kentucky. It was a good Kentucky, and it was above these bait balls, and they were kind of right off this little point, and I could see a couple setting up there, and man, I threw out there, and there was a big one, and it was a sure enough big one, and it came all the way up, and it ticked it, and it just enough for my rod to load up to come off. I didn't actually hook it, and he just missed the bait. And so I was like, well, I want to keep going into the back of that. And so I went farther back into this bay, and the bites went away. So I was like, all right, I'm going to go right back to that point. And I'm trolling motoring back up there, and it's about, I don't know, it's a pretty good trolling motor, but it wasn't that far. But as I'm looking up in this bay, there was like 20 boats driving right toward me. I said, who in the heck is this? And it was Chris out there, and he shut down right on that dang point that I just caught those 2 fish at, and I just lost that other one. And he stayed there for an hour. Like, I ended up going around him and kept on going back out, and went and fished another area. And actually later in that day, I came back to check it, and Chris was still sitting there. So he must have caught him there on day one or something. Something happened there for him to be there that much. Yeah. So. But, yeah, that was kind of funny when you look up and see 20 boats driving right towards you. I've never seen something like that. But
yeah, just think if you would have been fishing that point and they all just came in there like that, you'd been like, wow, this must be the hot spot.
Yeah, yeah.
Or you would have got really cussed. One of the.
Yeah, exactly. So, but then I left that. So I had 3 bites in there, in the first, hour of fishing. And I was feeling pretty good. Caught 2 of them. So then I changed it up again and just kind of kept moving around. And it was later in the day, I went back to where I started on day one because I was just it's not a very big lake. You can kind of run around too. And the wind wasn't bad, so we could really move. And so I went back to where I started day one at, just curious if those fish were back in those brush piles with less wind and more sun. And sure enough, there were 2 dots sitting right on top of these brush piles. And man, I threw everything. They were kind of in it, so I started throwing a jig in it. And they wouldn't really eat it or react. And I got to throwing a jerkbait over it. And man, I sat there for probably 10 minutes working these fish. They'd come up, they wouldn't get 10 feet from the brush pile, and they'd go right back to it. And finally, that sucker started coming up, and just like I almost coached him into it, and he bit it, and it was a sure enough good one. And I fought him halfway to the boat, and he ended up coming off. So that was just like, he never jumped, but I know it was a bass, and like you could just tell it was just one of those Texas giants. Because I caught a 6-pounder out of that same brush pile in practice, and
you just
man, so like I had 4, I had 4 bites that day. Then I ended up just going and fishing some new water. I just never got another bite. So in my mind, if I would have got those 4 fish, it would have been, 14, 15 pounds somewhere along that line, if not more. And like I said, just on paper, yeah, I didn't do very good at all. But I don't really regret nothing that I did. So that kind of makes me feel a little bit better.
Do or die.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and you got to fish your strengths. Like, I'm not going to be able to go out there and drag a Carolina rig out around and things like that. You got to fish the way that you're comfortable with. And me, like day one, going up to the river and that dirty water, fishing laydowns and flipping, getting a few quality bites, like that was where I was comfortable at. So it didn't bother me doing that. Then day 2, I'm in a hole, so I can go fish brush piles with a jerkbait, and that's kind of something that I'm comfortable doing too. So, yeah, you're right. It's do or die on the Classic.
All that matters is win or not.
That is true. That is true. But just being there, like that was just such a, accomplishment for itself. So it's a dream come true. So, like I said, not the outcome I wanted, but I could lay my head down at the end of the night and not beat myself up too bad.
Bet you beat yourself up pretty good Saturday night, but
That really I did. I'm pretty high energy for the most part once I get up and going. I was about ready for bed. So we went out and had a bunch of friends who came down and seen me, and I really felt bad because we was all wanting to go out and celebrate and have a good time and stuff. And I went out and I think I had just a couple drinks. And I said, guys, I got to go to bed. I can't keep my eyes open right now. So Luke, you've been there. It's not a the classic is for the fans. Truthfully, like we want to win the classic, but the classic is for the fans.
Yeah, because it's 3 times as much work as a normal tournament.
Yeah. The fishing's nothing to do with it. It's the other stuff that comes along with it that will wear you out.
That and the drive, like that's.
Oh my gosh! I've seen someone ask about the drive or something.
Yeah, every classic up an hour and a half, except Knoxville.
Yeah,
but everything else is like an hour and a half. And y'all got with a wreck or something.
We had a wreck. Yeah, so like after day one, after I got back to the boatyard, I did my tackle. And I was hurrying doing tackle too. I knew it was getting late, and we got on the shuttle. They took us back to the hotel room, and I was literally walking to the elevator, and like I kind of stopped and like looked around. I was like, "It's 8:35 is what time it was," because I sent a text out. And I was like, "I haven't ate dinner," so and it's Friday night in Fort Worth, and I don't have a truck, so we got to walk somewhere, Uber somewhere, and we found a little burger joint, just like 4 blocks away, and the time you go and wait in line there, it's close to 11 o'clock, and 4 a.m. comes pretty fast, too.
That's one thing we always like. I've always stayed at the lake.
Yeah.
You're out there having a good time, man. Great meeting you. Yeah. I really do appreciate you thinking about it.
Can you hear him?
No, I was going to ask if you could hear him. I lost him.
Yes.
You hear me?
Yeah, now I got you.
Now, yeah.
But like, I'd rather drive at night as I would in the morning, which there's not a lot of places to stay right now.
Maybe some bigger fish, but
that's just another headache.
There's been a lot of shoots with no fish catching.
Oh, I lost him again.
Yeah, we always lose him, like for some reason.
Why is it? They have cell service.
No, I think it's yours. Every week it's you.
But I 5 bars. I'm at 5G.
That's like it's gonna be on its own.
I don't know.
Is he saying something, Aaron?
Yeah, I think so.
I haven't even moved my hand. It's been sitting in the same spot.
Yeah, now you're back.
Oh, I don't get it. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm
messing up.
Let's call Elon and see if we can get some Starlink.
Starlink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need a sponsor.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're saying that you always stay at the ramp somewhere?
Yeah, I always stay at the ramp just because I'd rather drive at night as I would in the mornings.
Yeah.
Because Aaron, obviously gripes at me because I don't get up early enough to be at the launch at certain times.
Yeah.
Yep.
And,
that is
but it's
true.
just because we're freaking dead from fishing. You're give out.
Yeah.
Mentally drained after a day on the water. So, I mean, especially with the stress, it's, like baseball games and basketball, you're stressed for 2 hours. But from there, you're stressed from 5:30 in the morning, 10 o'clock at night, and it wears on you. I mean, I've got a lot of gray hairs. I don't know if it's from Lakin or Priss or Landry or who, but I'm going to say it.
Huh. Maybe the last few years of your life maybe gave you some of those.
But it's just it consumes you, because you're trying to be so focused on what you're doing, and you're drained. That's all there is to it.
And then the other curveball is you're not getting many bites on top of that, and you're like trying to figure out what you're going to do to catch a fish on top of the other stuff.
The wind blew almost every day of practice. The official day of practice, the wind blew like crazy. The first day of the tournament blew like crazy.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Aaron, I don't know if you heard about it, but I know Oklahoma got it, but we had it at Ray Roberts also. But that Friday on day one of practice, the wind was so crazy. We had this wild dust storm that like went across from Texas all the way to Oklahoma. I've never seen nothing like that.
So what's weird, speaking of that, like I don't know if it was Thursday or Friday here. It was super windy and rainy, and literally the hot tub cover outside and my truck, so my white truck was brown when it was done raining. Literally looked like we went through it looked like we went through a mud hole, and that's up here in northern Illinois. But literally they say it all came from down there and blew all that stuff all the way up here, and literally the hot tub cover looked literally like I just dunked it in a mud pit.
That's crazy. So I had like my swim jig trailers and stuff, just a white one. I got pictures of them. They were brown, like just from setting out on the boat. Like it was insane.
It was weird. And like that stuff, that fine dust like that seeps through. Like my boat was in the boat barn.
Yeah.
And it's still because me and Dad went fishing that Saturday to Eufaula, and it was like nuts. Like I was like, what the all this dust? Like I thought I went through a construction zone, and it was just that fine powdery dust from this.
That's insane. Yeah. Yeah. All like my rods, I was having to like wipe my rods down because of like they were just coated. And reels, I've always got some new reels, and they're all just dust and everything.
Critical.
Yeah.
Well, Luke,
what?
How was the expo?
It was good. Friday pretty decent. Saturday it got pretty wild. Sunday it was wild. What was cool about it, because I didn't have to fish any, was the fact that I got to see a lot of people that I've fished against for years and stuff. And they all came down. And a lot of them did, and got to see them and BS with them for a good while and everything. And I went skydiving, and
What?
Yeah. I got conned into this deal. They have an indoor skydiving deal.
Oh, you didn't go skydiving.
Yeah, he is trying to talk tough, but he's not that cool.
I made go, as much as that crap cost, it ought to be like skydiving out of
But it's probably cheaper to go skydiving.
Probably is, honestly. After doing it, I was like, well, I could have spent that X amount of dollars on something else. But me and Landry went and done that and stuff. It was fun. She had a good time. She was a little nervous. I wasn't nervous at all. I mean, no big deal. But it was an experience. I mean, I was glad I got to do it with her and stuff, and she had fun. So that's what we do it for, I guess. So, but I mean, I'm hoping she decides to want to do something else. Getting in there, but it was fun. We had a good time. I mean, the family got to come down. Lakin got to go to his second classic. Well, first on the ground, second, and he wasn't quite coherent with what's going on at the first classic, but it was good. We had a good time, and like I said, they all got to come down and walk through the expo, and got to see Matt with Amped. Falcon had a good display rods, and we sold them up at Lure was there from the city. Bob's I got to go chat with him. Booyah and all of them were all there. Great Lakes and S, Minn Kota, Yamaha. The Yamaha booth was nuts. Like from 12 to 1, I was there on Friday and Sunday, and I was on the verge of cramping up for as much as we signed T-shirts. Like there was probably 25, 30 of us there set at tables, and we signed T-shirts, hats, toolboxes, paddles, you name it, for a solid hour.
Did you sign any foreheads?
No, I left out on those. No.
Did you hear about that?
Day
one of the Bassmaster Classic. First time I've ever fallen in the lake, and the first time I got to sign a forehead. I had a young kid run up to me and ask, "Could I sign his forehead?" I said, "You bet." Yeah. Right? Yeah. I bet that kid still ain't taking a shower.
I'm not going in the shower. Nope.
Yeah.
No, he wants to complete full face shield so he doesn't get it wet.
Yeah.
So I guess we're leaving next week now.
Yeah, I was gonna ask. I've been meaning to talk to you, so probably need to talk to Luke and Aaron, figure out when we're leaving.
Yeah, I was planning on maybe leaving next Friday because I need and let him service the old Yamaha, and hopefully I got my Tundra back.
Yeah.
They called and said my Tundra is ready, but they're waiting on come program it. Whatever the hell that means. I tell all the sensors that there's nothing in front of them now. I don't know. But so I'm still waiting on that. I am hoping and praying that it is done by next week. If not, I'm not going to be very happy.
Yeah. Friday'd be a good day to leave anyway. How long does it take? It's got to be like an 18-hour drive, right?
17, 18 hours. I mean, that into 2 days for sure.
Yeah. That's like the only way to do it. That driving back from Okeechobee in one night after the tournament was not the smartest thing.
Yeah, that's tough on you. And then plus that way we won't be out there and be give out tired. I don't know. I wonder how far Hampton and them are from there.
I want to say it's a few hours, I think.
Really? So it's not too bad. What we could do is
I don't think so.
Or them, we could drive to South Carolina and stay the night there Saturday, early Sunday, because our house probably isn't until Sunday afternoon, isn't it? Something like that, probably.
Yeah, because I had it for Saturday, but then I swapped it to Sunday to save us a night, and then I added Blake just so we don't have any more run-ins with the Airbnb folks like we did in Florida. So,
me and Parish stayed in the one at Fort Worth, and her aunt came down and watched Lakin and Landry for us while me and her went to the dinner with Booyah. And the lady was like, "We don't care. Hell, as long as you're paying, we don't care who stays there. As long as you don't."
Well, that's how it's always been. We've had no issues but there's always got to be that one person that has to be a you know what about it. But no, yeah. So we do have it Sunday to Sunday, obviously. So yeah, you guys be able to get in there. And I mean, if you guys do get there early, I'm sure I can call her or him. I don't even know what it is, but I know when I did the request to refund the one day and let us come in Sunday and add a guy, they responded within 30 minutes. Said, "Yep, you're good." So
what's going to be? Do we got 5 followers today, or?
I got 21 on right now.
Yeah. So what you got?
Let's hear about this Big Tammy and this 8.5 pounder and some gas money you made a couple weeks ago. We didn't get to talk about that.
Yeah, Tammy Don, Dad, we went and fished a skeeter at our XFL. I think
it's a big tournament in Oklahoma.
Yeah, it's a pretty big deal. I mean, me and Dad won it. I don't know. It seems like it was 5 days ago, but it was probably 15 years ago. Me and Dad won it at Eufaula. And we went and fished that and ended up second. So it was a good day. I mean, other than the part that Dad fell in the water at like 8:30 that morning.
Did he really?
Yeah, it was a fluke deal. It would have happened to any of us. I mean, wind was gassing and he was trying to get a rig on. And it just was a situation.
And in the fine print, Luke hit the trolling motor while he was reached over the back of the boat and threw his dad in on purpose. That he doesn't tell people.
I mean,
the difference is when he falls in the water, he catches 8 pounders. When I fall in the water, I catch nothing. So
just getting him back for all the ass tunes I got for working cattle and stuff like that over the years. So.
You didn't deserve any of them, I'm sure.
Right after that, he caught that good one. Luckily, that was the time I left some pants in the boat for some reason. I don't know why. I left those in there. I had a pair of rubber boots. I think they actually does say this. Like, he's told me again today. He's like, if you wouldn't have had that dang exotic, like that down jacket I wear, really light, he put that on. That's the warmest damn thing I've ever had on. So he wouldn't.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Put that on and rain.
That's awesome. I seen that. Someone texted me and told me that you came in second and stuff. So that was pretty cool.
1 4 pounder, we'd have won some more money. But
yeah,
if you can come in top 5 in the skeet or XFL in Oklahoma doing pretty good. Like there's some very fortunate, good to do. Me and Dad
Move
are
your phone.
weekend.
Move your phone a little bit. The
Me?
service sucks. No.
Oh.
his.
I'm about to say my Folger can is really solid right now.
Nah, we don't want to listen to him anyways. No, yeah. Speaking of stories, so I've literally been looking for this lens of mine for months. Okay. Literally before we even went on the road, I was like, where is this lens? And I was like thinking, I'm like, did I sell it? No, I didn't sell it. And I literally have this whole house tore apart. I'm like, I know I had it last fall. Where did it go? I tore all my boxes apart, looked in closets, looked in my truck, can't find it. Literally, like 2 days ago, Luke sends me a snap. Hey, you looking for this? I was like, you shit me? Literally, I've been looking for it for months. And here he just has it in his side-by-side at the house, because once I started thinking back, when I shot my buck down there this last fall in December, I threw that lens in the cup holder, the side-by-side, when I was taking photos, and I never took it out. And that explains why it's been in Oklahoma. But I literally almost bought the same exact lens again, because I was like, well, maybe I sold it like an idiot, or I lost it. Nope, it's just in Oklahoma. So
Just Oklahoma.
But Shay, for some reason, we work in cattle, and we had the side by side there, had the medicine in the back of it. And I don't know why Shay or Corbin opened up the glove compartment. They were like,
some people would buy them and they'd be like 3 times.
yeah, I'm sure looking for that damn thing all year long. And
yeah,
like that was a good find. I mean, so
it
working
was a good find.
always
Should have sold it to him.
no joke.
Yeah.
It's pretty cheap. You want it, you know?
Yeah.
Just see it on Marketplace in Oklahoma. Like, oh shit, there's my same lens.
So I got to do a podcast last night at this media thing that I'm at right now. That's creating outdoors. It's really been a cool thing the last couple of days. But we did a podcast, and they broke out the hot stuff, like all the different spices like you see on the internet.
Nope.
Yeah.
Not in.
I'll tell you what, you'll do a different podcast when your mouth is on fire. That's pretty fun.
True.
Guzzling beers.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
it'd have been better if there would have been beer in front of me.
What's the giveaway this week, Aaron? What's the question we're going to give? Where do we give away first? I mean,
I don't know. You're the man. I can't give anything away. I don't have anything.
We did yum. I did yum and Great Lakes Finesse. I actually dropped it off at Brian's house the other night when I took Landry to gymnastics. What do you got, Blake? You got any free stuff? No free.
No. Let's ask. I don't know.
We'll do. Let's do some. I'll send some Sunline.
Hang on.
Couple rows of Sunline. I guess we could ask what place did Blake finish at his first classic? Would that be kind of hardcore?
I don't even know. I just know it was way the hell down there. I didn't finish last. I do know that though.
I guess we can't answer a question that none of us know, because I don't know what place it took.
I don't even know that one. Let's see. Can we do where next year's classic is?
All right.
Yeah.
Well, that should be easy if you're a fisherman, but
yeah.
All
So
they already have it typed up.
Where's it at? Yeah.
First answer.
Blake's already trying to type in himself, trying to get some.
He wants some. Oh, we got one already.
Knoxville.
Maxim.
Nope.
I guess he's got it.
Yeah, he got it right off the bat.
All right.
Yeah.
So,
just message me on.
Yeah. Go ahead, Luke.
And send me your address, and I'll get it to you. Kind of tell me where you're from, so I don't send a 25-pound test that you won't be using. You know, out there trying to drop shot 25-pound line, that might be kind of tough. So yeah, send me what you fish for, what you do, and I'll see what I got, and I'll hook you up on that stuff. Get you a good Sunline.
Bingo.
I
can't believe Blake.
Plug. Yeah. See. Yeah.
Yep. Blake's just a rookie, so he doesn't have any product to give away. He still uses it all.
Yeah, I'm like looking for Luke's handy down. So like,
Look at
I
this.
couldn't
He's right
I couldn't
there.
spell Knoxville to get it submitted.
Well, hell, I've been that with Blake. He can bring it up there to you.
Yeah.
Where's it at? Where's he at?
Broken Arrow.
Broken Arrow. Yeah.
Sure. Up to Broken Arrow lifetime.
Yeah, I'm only in Broken Arrow like 3 times a week. I feel like when I'm actually home.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Do you have your cowboy hat on when you go there, or?
I tell you what, I took 2 cowboy hats down to Fort Worth, and I came home with 3. So
There you go.
yeah.
That wasn't a
Oh,
bad.
there you go. He says, "Bring it to Falcon next time you're in."
That makes sense.
I'll be there next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, Luke, go ahead and send me extra stuff, and I'll make sure to get it to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sam might steal it from him. So.
Yeah.
10 minutes left. What do you got?
What we got? Are you looking forward to the next one, Blake? You scared? You nervous? Pumped?
No, I'm excited. I think I'm starting to do a little bit of research on it finally, so it's big. We can burn some gas. We can tear some stuff up too.
That's kind of what I mean. A guy said, "I know you can't get information, but be careful."
Be careful. Yeah.
You know, he that's all he said. He said, just be careful. He
Yeah.
Kind of you just got to pay attention to what you're doing. So
I heard what I've reading up on just public stuff like there is a tide swing, but it's not like a crazy tide. But you still have to deal with brackish water. So I've never fished brackish water, so that's definitely new to me.
Well, I'll probably just fill my Phoenix up and try to burn every single gallon of fuel out of it, going one way, and turn around and run. That's normally what I try to do. And then it's 4 minutes from the ramp. So.
Oh yeah, that ain't that truth.
Yeah, so
it's the unknown. It's the unknown. The elites have never been there, so I like that.
Yeah.
I didn't know how you say where we're going. Everyone's asking where you're going in North Carolina. I'm like, yeah, some river by Elizabeth City.
I think it's called the Pascatank.
Yeah, something like that.
It works for me. Yeah.
But the Gowan is what everybody kind of knows about it because of MLF going there.
MLF. Yeah. I think MPFL went there too, I believe.
So
maybe not, but.
There's not a lot of research on the place. I know it's got good fish in it,
Yeah.
I think I've heard, there's possible upper 20s, 30-pound bag going to be weighed there. So, I mean, that's when you get out there on them coastal waters, it seems like, just like the not Louisiana Delta, but Louisiana Delta used to have them. But the California Delta's got giants in it. And I think out east does too. So I think it's going to be a good tournament. And I think it's going to be a thing that we're going to get to fish our strength big time.
Yep.
Put our flipping sticks in our hand. We're going to get to throw bait, buzz bait, chatter bait, woolly bug. You're probably going to throw a hoodaddy, but I'll, put my woolly.
Actually, we did the retreat today, and I caught some on a woolly bug today. So that's coming here in Oklahoma. So about time. Getting some flipping sticks out. They're moving shallow.
I fished you fall today, and the water's in the low 60s everywhere.
Everywhere, yeah. That's same up here on Grand. Where there's a lot of 60s.
So that's weird this time of year. No, normally you have 55, 57, and it warms up to 60 this time of year. Not start out at 62.
Yeah, I still think 2 foot down's cold though. I think. I don't know if that's. I think the surface is pretty warm.
It's about to kick off in Oklahoma big.
Yes, it is
right now. So I'm looking forward to it. We won't be here during the prime time in Oklahoma. April and May is the prime for me. I love it in Oklahoma, April, May. But we're going to be in Hartwell. That'll be fun. We'll catch a lot of fish there. Calvin, I'm anxious about it. The last time I fished out that way in a tidal river or tidal deal like that, I top 10'd it. So
yeah,
that would be really nice to own the Carolinas, I guess you'd say. Go ahead and go win North Carolina and have title in North Carolina and South Carolina would be kind of cool.
Heck yeah. When you get home, are you going to fish the Toyota Series on Eufaula?
Yeah, because they didn't have a very big turnout in Texas, so I think there's a really good shot that might not be.
So you're gonna join the same 6-week swing that I'm about to do then?
Geez, I don't know. I'll see.
6 weeks of fishing.
I'm not 100% sure, but I guarantee if I went there, I won't mention it.
Yeah.
I'll get to come home and see the kids. So they can start crawling. The first day we got to Texas down there, Chris pulled him out, put him on the carpet, and that little son of a gun was doing circles around the rug. I was like, so he still doesn't sleep at night if anybody's asking. I missed him. I was supposed to be at Dad's this morning at 5:30. I rolled into Dad's at 6:30, and I never late to go fishing. And this morning I woke up and it was late crying. I was like, what the hell's going on? I said, it's got to be like 3:34. Looked at my phone, it was almost 6. I was like, damn. I'll be there in a bit. It's a 35-minute drive now to Dad's. So almost here, Almost hit a couple of balls. This is fantastic.
I'm paying your
Jesus. Get her together, Ray.
I know. I don't. I think I'm putting my radar on my truck. You know, just put like a little gun out the side every time it steps out, just start wilting every.
Yep.
This has been not good for having my Toyota for the last. I mean, because
they've had it a while now.
Yeah, like because if I left, I guess hell, it's been over.
Yeah, it's almost 2 months.
Yeah, so it's
It is. Dang, it don't sound like it was that long ago.
No, I mean, but it's just aggravating because I mean, with all of my stuff, tackle and everything, being able to put under the camper shell and then my decket system, and then plus putting all Aaron's camera gear in there, it's a hell of a lot easier putting it in that than it is to try to pile back the old Ford and just we had it piled up everywhere. Like we need a cargo rack to go over the top of it just to keep our stuff from flying out, but. I definitely want it on this next trip just because we're going to be gone so long and you know it's going to rain. I'll
overpack too, like I always do.
You don't have to. Bring a couple flipping sticks. That's all you need.
Yeah. I don't know about Hartwell though.
That'll be well. There could be a herring spawn going on if it's as warm here as it is there. You know, I mean, it could. I mean, we're looking at another 3 weeks. A lot of things could change. I mean, fry garters, some bedfish, be herring fish caught for sure.
I'm excited to get to that one. Everyone says if you like Grand Lake, you'll like Hartwell. I don't really like Grand Lake half the time, so I don't know.
Well, I mean, it does. It reminds me more of Texoma than it does Grand.
Really? Yeah. I don't fish Texoma a whole lot.
That's good.
Yeah.
We'll have to teach there. No, it's a neat place. I mean, that was the last finish. I come in 6th there. I'd like to top 10 that one too. That'd be real handy. But
sounds like there's just a lot of numbers in that lake.
There is. But you know, I seen Marty Robinson's son won that some Toyota deal there, MLF. I think wrong. I think he had like 53, 54 pounds in 3 days. But had to have like.
Was that him throwing a buzzbait? Did he win it throwing a buzzbait?
I didn't watch that.
I've seen some highlights of someone throwing like a buzzbait and stuff up shallow. I didn't put the.
Yeah, I don't know if that might have been his brother throwing the buzzbait.
Yeah,
I could be wrong.
Yeah, Robinson was there. They are really good fishermen. Yeah, both of the boys are good. Marshall and Mitchell.
Really?
Yeah, they're good fishermen. So it's when you're out east, it's like I don't know because they're herring fish are so hard to figure out, and they kind of got them dialed in. When you go to Dad, it's like that are easy to figure out compared to what herring do because they're just. So it'll be fun. We'll catch them, hopefully.
Either we will or we won't.
Pass inside that top 40 cut to get back to the Classic.
Absolutely.
That's where we're at on that deal. So it'll be fun.
Yeah. It's kind of I don't know how you even strategize that. Like, do you try to go for the win every time, or do you just try to be smart and get your points? I don't know. It's kind of that's something I figure out. It's like you got to go for it. These guys are just so good. Make sure you catch your fish.
Yeah, you got to go catch them every day back these guys.
Yeah.
That'll be it. But we'll catch them. We'll get them up. So,
Good
but
stuff.
we'll
That's
be
gonna
be chatting with y'all next few days. Get everything lined up to what we're going to do. Get our asses here and go catch some bass.
Absolutely.
But
Aaron, when are you coming down?
I'll fly in Tuesday
Tuesday.
practice. Well, so
Yeah.
that way I can go. Hopefully Luke's got them dialed in, so Wednesday's fun. You know what I mean? I don't need to go run around for 3 days straight with you fools and lose sleep. So.
You might do so you can get
go right. Yeah. You can go right around with me Thursday when Luke has a Marshall.
Yeah, probably. Oh. All right, boys. Well, that's gonna wrap up another one of these bad boys. So fun chatting with you. And yeah, well, you guys won't hit the road till Friday, so we should be able to rock and roll another one on Thursday as long as all of our schedules work out. See what's going on before everyone hits the road, and then obviously the following week we'll all be together for the next one. So
heck yeah. Thanks for having me on, guys.
All right.
Yeah.
Later.
We'll see you.
Yeah.